Here now, I have my She Can campaign, which is about empowering women to be brave, and no matter what you experienced in your life, it does not define you. And I have a personal story behind it, and I've been working with for a year. When I was 19 years old, I was living in Mozambique, and I got sexually assaulted, and it was really traumatizing experience, and I suffered it for a long time, and I didn't tell anyone about it for a long time. And then in some point I just realized that I don't want this thing to affect me. I don't want it to control the way I can live my life or anyone else, because it's so common.
When you do come across some kind of abuse, it's very difficult to share at first. And I think that comes from many places. One, sometimes our families not wanting to believe us, like our own people who we think should be in our corners. And I think another huge problem is how our governments handle it, how our world leaders handle it as well. It's even so difficult to go in and report a case, the kind of questions that they ask, just comes very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable to deal with.
I was 17 when I was in an abusive relationship, and I was a very insecure person at that time, so it took me to a very dark place. That person put so much negative ideas into my mind that no one would ever love me or want me. And so I healed from that, and that's why I fell in love with pageantry, because they really just give us women a platform to tell these stories that we go through. And it's very important to share, because I think that there is so much power in sharing your story. And that's exactly the message that I want to give. I want to be open with my story, because I look back at the young lady that I was, and I'd had nobody in that moment where I could say, she went through this, she overcame it, and I can do that too.
I am a survivor, like she just said. After being at 15, I was attacked by my teacher, who supposed to teach me how to get educated. And after that, I struggled a lot to survive. I was at the hospital, cannot breathe, everything like that. And my parents said that I can go to school again. So this is such a story that Miss Universe gave me this platform to talk. Before that, I never talked to this about with no one, because for me it was a shame that people see me like I'm weak, I can't go to school. And after this moment, I was attacked by a policeman, and for me, I see my life like I have a mission, and this mission is to inspire other girls, young girls, or other people to keep hope in whatever the situation you are, you can get over it.
The two people that you mentioned that sexually assaulted you are stand-up members in community who are supposed to be serving and protecting.
Exactly.
I mean, from your teacher to a police officer. And for me, it just taps into the fact that an abuser does not look like.
It can be anyone.
It can be anyone. It can be your closest friend. It can be your brother. It can be your father, your uncle.
And in most cases, it's usually a person you know. It's an environment that is common to you.
Nothing emboldens perpetrators more than a legal system that willfully ignores these heinous crimes against women. We often think perpetrators are this foreign entity, whereas I found they are very much ingrained in our everyday lives.
For me, I feel like a lot of justice systems in the world are not very protective of women.
When I was in Mozambique, nothing was done about it. Like just nothing. It was just another day. I went to work the next day, and it was all normal.
I think that the problem is in the world, because sometimes they try to normalize the situation, but nothing can normalize that you can beat someone and go back to the hospital. And the same thing just happened when the policeman tried to rape me. He came in my house, in my room, and tried to rape him. And after, I didn't say anything to my family because I was afraid. That's the situation. I was afraid, and I didn't want to talk to no one, because I don't want them to think that I'm lying. That's the thing. That's the first thing. Sometimes we really want to talk, but we are afraid of the situation, the insecurity. For me, this is my first time I am able to stand in front of camera and talk about my story. And I want people that's watching me, I know I am strong, is that true? But I also cry when I have to cry. Don't feel bad if something going bad or you wanna say or you cannot talk. Don't feel bad for that, and know that nothing is impossible.
I think the biggest thing that you said is that when we tell our stories and people look at you, you are, giving them permission to do the same, even if you might not know that you are doing that for them. Because when they look at you, their role models, they know that it is okay. And you touched on something important as well, that women don't always have to be strong. And there's this narrative going on just across the whole world that women are strong. That's how they label us. In South Africa, we even have a saying that says, "Watinda bafazi, watindi mbogodo," which means you strike a woman, you strike a rock. For me, I still find it a little problematic in a sense that yes, they are strong, but women aren't. We're not rocks. We're not,
we're human.
We're human beings, and so I think there's so many narratives that we need to change when it comes to this topic. And so I want to thank you all so much for taking time to be here today. Thank you for your existence, just being alive and being able to show that women are incredible, and that if you equip us with the right skills, we have everything within us, to change and to shift the world. And so I'm so happy to be a part of this panel and to be a part of this sisterhood. And there's so many things I want to say. I just feel so beautiful and emotional at the same time. And we appreciate you for the work that you do.